Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Topping our newscast, we're going into the election season, and you've probably noticed campaign headquarters and signs beginning to pop up around the territory. The Virgin Islands Republican Party recently selected its nominee for Congress, and they've started their criticism of current delegate Stacey Plaskett's performance in Congress. News 2's April Knight has more.
Gordon Ackley, the VI Republican Party's nominee for Congress, slammed current delegate to Congress Stacey Plaskett for, quote, not getting the job done.
It's about being an effective voice in the Virgin Islands in Washington. I know my opponent. I helped her in 2014. But Stacey, the fact is, she cannot get the job done.
The restaurant and media group owning businessman was elected Saturday during what VI GOP members are calling the first Republican Territorial Convention in living memory.
You know, many people have asked me why I want to run for Congress. They say, Gordon, you're a successful businessman. Do you want to give that up and go to Washington? The place is a mess. Well, let me tell you, that's exactly why I'm going. I'm running because we need a congressman who can get things done, a congressman who can deliver to the Virgin Islands.
As the general election draws closer, VI Republicans ramp up their attacks on Plaskett, blasting her on the Democratic push for gun control. After Plaskett's post-Orlando shooting message, for example, Canegata released a statement accusing her of not protecting the Second Amendment right to bear arms. Also, during the Saturday convention, Canegata won the chairmanship again in a unanimous vote. Liliana Belardo de O'Neill also retains her seat as National Committee woman. Javon Williams, a member of the Army National Guard, replaces Holland Redfield, who's been openly critical of Canegata's leadership and was kicked out of the party. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Plaskett is also facing a challenge within her own party. This election year, she's facing former Senate President Ronald Russell in the race for the Democratic nomination for delegate to Congress. 2017 budget hearings continue at the Senate. On Thursday, the Senate Finance Committee heard from 3 different agencies on their budgets: the Office of Management and Budget, the Division of Personnel, and the Virgin Islands Fire Services. Fire Service Chief Clifford Joseph took the opportunity to report on their accomplishments.
We graduated 28 new firefighters, 13 on St. Thomas and 15 on St. Croix. Hired 2 emergency vehicle technicians on 2 assistants, 1 in both districts. Trained all suppression unit personnel in ground tactics and fire control. Trained the fire personnel in advanced vehicle extrication.
Governor Kenneth Mapp has nominated Usi Richards and Hamesley A. Hewitt Sr. to serve as members of the Virgin Islands Casino Control Commission. Richards will replace Roderick Moorhead Sr. in the District of St. Croix, and Hewitt will replace Henry Richardson in the District St. Thomas St. John. Both Moorhead's and Richardson's terms expired June 21, 2016. Richards served 5 terms in the legislature of the Virgin Islands. Hewitt most recently served with the VI Army National Guard in the Office of the Adjutant General. He has been with the National Guard since 1985 in various positions. Governor Mapp urged the legislature to act expeditiously in confirming these nominees. The Juan Luis Hospital is substantially compliant to CMS guidelines, and that's according to a release by the hospital on Thursday. Earlier in the week, the hospital announced that the survey team of 3 inspectors from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, made that surprise visit to the hospital and evaluated the facility on 4 conditions of participation. Juan Luis needs to remain in compliance with CMS to continue getting reimbursements for patient care. The hospital is still waiting for a formal report from the federal agency. Acting Chief Executive Officer Richard Evangelista thanked the nurses, physicians, and staff of Juan Luis for coming together as a team and affirming that Juan Luis provides quality health care to St. Croix. Well, the Virgin Islands University Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities, VIU, said they're partnering with the Virgin Islands Department of Labor and the Department of Human Services Vocational Rehabilitation Program to create employment opportunities for people with disabilities on St. Croix and St. Thomas. Candidates will be paired up with a job coach and a pre-selected employer by members of the interagency team. The Disability Employment Project will feature 2 monthly trainings beginning in June on St. Thomas and St. Croix. One of the trainings will be for people with disabilities who are seeking employment, and one will be for employers who wish to hire people with disabilities. On Wednesday, as we reported on St. Thomas, Police Chief Jason Marsh's statement on the recent shootings on the island. But that wasn't the only thing he spoke about. Marsh also touched on illegal weapons, the consent decree the department is currently under, and making sure the way forward is built on good, solid policing. NEWS2's April Knight has details.
In a press conference on Tuesday, Acting St. Thomas Police Chief Jason Marsh said that controlling the influx of illegal weapons lies in the hands of lawmakers.
It would be more a topic for, I think, legislation. Yeah. And we can offer ideas, but we unfortunately, we don't create the laws. We just have to enforce them.
Marsh made the statement in response to a question about strategies to stop weapons from entering the territory through its ports. The press conference came after 2 shootings on St. Thomas on Sunday left 2 men dead. Marsh, who was supervisor of the department's internal affairs for a number of years, said that efforts to fight crime all go back to basic policing.
Even though it has changed dramatically from 1950s, the basics are still boots on the ground, knocking on doors, traffic stops. So once we continue along those lines, I think we can definitely move forward.
Marsh also spoke on the consent decree, which on Wednesday Senator Kenneth Gittens derided as a money-making entity. In a year, the VIPD can spend $2 million just trying to come into compliance with the court-ordered provisions.
Matter of fact, I think the consent decree has aided the officers because of the consent decree, we have mandated trainings, and better trained officers mean better results.
As for public trust issues stemming from incidents of police corruption,
the department's position of officers that have been arrested and tried is enough to show that it's not something that we would stand for. At the end of the day, we all live in the same community. So if I compromise myself, might be compromising myself and my family.
Reporting for NEWS2, I'm April Knight.
Turn our attention overseas. The president has long called for the tightening of laws regulating deadly weapons on Wednesday. Senate Democrats took extreme measures in an effort to force the body to get serious about gun reform. Here's Kim Hutcherson.
All day and into the night, Senate Democrats filibustered in an attempt to force action on gun control legislation. Connecticut Senator Christopher Murphy initiated the filibuster Wednesday morning.
I'm at my wit's end. We were about to come back to the Senate and just proceed with business as usual, as if Orlando didn't happen.
Some 40 senators joined him, asking questions or briefly speaking before ceding back to Murphy. All other business was pushed off the Senate floor, exactly Murphy's intention.
We've got to show a signal to the American public that we care so deeply about the consequences of inaction that we are at the very least going to stop this process from moving forward.
The demand? Action on legislation that would block weapons purchases by those on a terror watch list and tighten background check requirements. Murphy said he was motivated by the fact that there's been no gun law reform since the massacre at Newtown, Connecticut.
The failure of this body to do anything at all in the face of that continued slaughter isn't just painful to us, it's unconscionable.
Just after 2 a.m., after 14 hours, the filibuster ended. According to a tweet from Murphy, the Senate will be voting on gun control legislation. I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
The list of cities include Charleston and San Bernardino, and now you can add Orlando to the cities President Obama has had to visit in the aftermath of a mass shooting. But the message people there want to give him is one of hope. Yasmin is in that reeling city with the latest. Here's more.
President Obama arrived to Orlando to play a role he's all too familiar with, consoler-in-chief. He was joined by Florida Senator Marco Rubio and Vice President Joe Biden. On the tarmac, a special gift for the president from the city's mayor, a t-shirt bearing a heart shape along with a message, Orlando United. This is President Obama's 10th visit to a community shattered by a mass shooting. It's been several days since Omar Mateen stormed into Pulse nightclub in Orlando, gunning down dozens of party goers before officers stormed the club and killed him.
He actually admitted to us that he was wearing some type of vest and would not elaborate. And we had information that he was going to put explosive vests on 4 people and then blow the place up in 15 minutes.
Witnesses say Mateen had expressed allegiance to the terror group ISIS, although investigators say they don't see signs the extremist organization directed the massacre. CNN spoke with Orlando's chief medical examiner. He said the scene was disturbing, but also heartbreakingly normal.
It's almost like time stopped. There were still things, background TVs playing, lights blinking.
In Orlando, I'm Yasmin Vasugian.
Meanwhile, keeping our eye on the economy, let's take a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. According to the numbers there, we can see everything up. The Dow 92, NASDAQ 9, S&P 500 up at 6. Coming up on NEWS2, we are sharing some graduation highlights as well as a schedule of the upcoming ceremonies, plus the annual Father's Day weekend celebration is set for Frenchtown from Friday to Sunday. We break down that entertainment lineup and tell you what else is on tap. Graduation ceremonies continue. 211 graduated from the St. Croix Central High School on Wednesday evening at the school gym. Principal Janice Sinclair welcomed the class, dignitaries in the class and audience, and sharing some motivational words. The valedictorian was Hazel Acosta, the salutatorian, McCarthy Eugene. The number of students headed to college, 62. To number going to vocational or technical school, 30. 15 going to the military. 65 received vocational certification. The 2007 alumna, Nicole Fredrickson, was the keynote speaker. The class boasted 25 honor students. 49 of the 211 achieved an average of 84% or above. Congrats to the students. Meanwhile, the faculty and staff of the St. Croix Career and Technical Education Center, they held their 21st certification ceremony for 179 honorees on Monday, June 13th, at the St. Croix Educational Complex Auditorium. Education officials and CTEC staff joined with parents, guardians, friends, and well-wishers to see the student honorees awarded certificates in 19 different technical and career programs. Gregory Christian, a graduate of the local public school system, was the guest speaker at the certification ceremony. Jada Harris, who was trained in business management and accounting at CTEC, received first honors, while Iris Baptiste, who also concentrated in business management and accounting, received second honors at CTEC's 21st certification ceremony. Sunday was commencement for 10 graduates of the St. Thomas St. John Seventh-day Adventist School at the BCB Auditorium. All 10 are planning on attending UVI. The valedictorian was Kinique Liber, and the salutatorian was Jair Smith. The commencement speaker was Beverly Shillingford. The faith-based private school included the visit of Jareen Joseph, Director of Education of North Caribbean Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist, who was there to present diplomas. She said she was proud of the students and what the school has accomplished. All Saints Cathedral School is taking place June 17th. Looking forward at the church. June 18th, we have Ivana Eudorican at 6 p.m. June 19th, we have CAHS at 5 p.m. at UVI. June 21st, St. Croix Adult Education at 6:30 p.m. June 17th, we have the Pearl V. Larson at 1 p.m. June 20th, Claudio Marco, also the Janie Twith, 9 a.m. at the Courtyard. And then also on June 20th, Joseph Sibley at 9 a.m. at the cafeteria. June 21st, it's E. Benjamin Oliver, 9 a.m. at the amphitheater. The 21st, we have Gladys Abraham, 9 a.m. at the cafeteria. Also on the 21st, we have Joseph Gomez, 9 a.m. Lockhart at 1:30 at the cafeteria. And Alla F. Muller at the Adelita Campground Auditorium. Now on the 21st, also we have Yvonne Milner-Bowski, 9 a.m. at the cafeteria, and looking down to the 22nd, we have Leonard Dober School, 9 a.m. in the courtyard. Well, now is the time to look into the summer camps so that there's things to do planning ahead. And we're looking at the G-Clef Music Academy. They will be helping many young musicians ages 3 to 14 grow in music this summer. Registration is still open for G-Clef's 8-week summer music camp. Children who are beginners or beyond, they have the opportunity to play up to 8 instruments. That camp runs from June 20th to August 12th, but parents can choose 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8-week packages. The camp operates Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at G-Clef, which is located at Mandela Circle in the Havenside shopping area on the 2nd floor of the Laborde Plaza building. A parent-guardian camp orientation is set for Friday, June 17th, 6:30 p.m. at the G-Clef location. Don't forget Dad! The annual Father's Day weekend celebration is set for Frenchtown this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, June 17th to 19th. The Committee for the Betterment of Carnage say they are now in the 21st year. Here's Gail Danette, who is the treasurer and the secretary, with more.
The program begins at 6 o'clock. It's the crowning of Miss Carnage. This year it's Yan Hunt, followed by Sammy Watts Combo at 7:30 until 9:30, and closing on Friday evening, it's going to be Spectrum Band from 10 until 2. On Saturday, music again starts at 7 o'clock with Pure Passion. They're going to be playing until 10, and followed by the Venomous Poison Band. They're going to be playing from 10:30 until 2. On Sunday, everything starts around 5. We're going to have Top Notch, which is Mr. Liebert, followed by Cool Session at 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock p.m. It has grown. We have 7 booths this year. I'm encouraging the community to come out and patronize all of our booths, enjoy themselves this weekend.
Now, the Ritz-Carlton St. Thomas, they're also holding a very special Father's Day dinner at their restaurant, Blue Water. They have invited Frenchtown Brewing to partner with their renowned chefs on a special dinner for dads. Frenchtown head brewer Kevin Brown will be on hand to introduce the selection of beers, including his Hop Alley IPA, Frenchie Farmhouse Saison, and Rooster Brown Ale. The beers will pair with a 32-ounce ribeye steak dinner, in addition to the regular menu. This is a first for Frenchtown Brewing at the Ritz-Carlton, locally made, all in honor of local fathers. Did you purchase a sheet of the Virgin Islands Lottery summer ticket? And the summer is quickly approaching, and our cool trade winds and crystal clear waters are the only cure for the summer's heat. So this ticket showcases Trunk Bay Beach on St. John, which is one of our most popular beaches here in the VI. Did you win the $175,000 grand prize? Find out now.
The VI Lottery presents draw results of today's drawing on NEWS2. Here are the top prizes. Fifth prize for $20,000, 18467. 18467. Fourth prize for $30,000, 18343. 18343. Third prize for $40,000, 32600. 32600. Second prize for $65,000, 14378. 14378. And the winning ticket number for the grand prize for $175,000 is 11623. 11623. If your ticket number wasn't called, keep trying. One of these days, your number could win. The next drawing is June 30th. Play the VI Lottery and imagine the possibilities.
And good luck as you check those tickets. Stick around. Your News 2 Accurate Weather Forecast comes your way next.